Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Mr. Bravo's workshop. I hope you are all well. In our last episode, we painted the floor, and I think it came up pretty good. It's got that wishy-washy sort of grain look to it. Obviously, if you look too close, you'll see it, but from a distance, it looks really, really good. I think for a paint job and an experiment, I think that turned out rather well. Anyway, let's put that aside with the others, and so we're not doing the props or nothing yet because I think they're a little too fragile as of this stage. So let's turn it over and go on to set number... We're not going to glue it down either just yet because I don't know what's next. Well, that's what's next. I do believe these are the different shading that you can actually do on this ship. This is the traditional version of the Bismarck, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose it just depends on which one you want to pick. I'll have to have a look at the sticker kit and work that out. Okay, here on section 6, they're sort of saying that the bottom half should be down and should be starting to work on the next floor. I'm not sure that's the way I'm going to go. And it might be because it looks like to do the next level up, you have to have those done anyway. But it's a little level here, is it? We could probably make that something a bit more level to work on without messing the hull up so much. I think what we'll do, instead of gluing this on the ship, problem with this, and I noticed this even the last one, the ships, they rock around. They rock around all the time and it becomes a little unstable. So I think what we'll do, we'll get these pieces out. So we need F34, 32, 30 and 29. We'll get them out and get them cleaned. So there's 29 and 31, which is the front section. So we'll get them off. And again, the details are really, really good. That's quite a lot of detail for a small part. Well, there's our first layer just down. And I am thinking now of the structure. So I do know this structure builds up. And I'm also trying to think of colours too. So, and I am trying to cheat a little bit on this one, just like I did with the hood, which is use the plastics as part of the colouring. Because they're so small, they're hard to paint, basically. So I have two choices. I can glue this one down now, or I can technically take those pieces off and paint them dark, because I think what I'm going to do with this one, light. I don't know if I'm going to go light or dark. I believe dark. Let's go the extra dark on this one. I know it's a dark ship anyway, so if we go that the lighter colour and this the darker one, and we do all the superstructures and all the cannons and everything, we'll be just like the other one. So what I'm thinking is, let's take that one off. Let's put those aside for colouring. And just for now, let's put them in there. Just like that. Can only go on one way, so it don't really matter which way they go. So that would be that level and then working up, which would bring us back to this one here. So for now, we can put that one aside and we can work on the structures that actually go on here. Just be careful of the ladders though. So if we skip forward, so that was section 6. So we've got the floor painted, because what I'm thinking is if we do the structure dark and the guns and everything else, so we go on to the next one. We need 7, we need F70, F69, E, and E. So we need a couple of E and F parts. We'll get them out. I wish I had spotted this before. So we've got some timber floor on here, a little bit on here, there's a little bit on here, and there's even a little piece up here with it on. So I don't think we've finished doing the timber floor yet. Yeah, this is going to have quite a few different structures on it. So I think what we're going to do is going to take these off and going to catch these parts up. But right now we only need 70 and looks like this one here, which is 78. That's 78 right there. So there's our 4 extra pieces. What I'll do now is I'll get the paints out. and I'll quickly catch those floors up to match this. I think what's going to happen here is we're going to have to paint the walls and then afterwards match this. And then I think these are other structures like here. And because there's walls on this one here as well, we'll have to paint them all separately just to get the superstructure right without painting the floors. So just thinking a little bit far forward here, and obviously there's another structure on top of this again, which again will be painted the dark. So what we'll do now, we'll just catch this up and I'll come back. Just while I'm waiting for these to dry, I suppose what I was alluding to before, which is you've always got to have a bit of a plan on which way you go when you decide to build these ships. I mean, I did kind of cheat on the other one, the hood, by using the plastics, and because it's 1/700, I think you can get away with it. The ship looks good, and by doing the same here, I think it's going to look good. So this is just about a bit of forward thinking more than anything else. So just to make the job easier. So while these are drying, we'll hit them with the that colour later on that gave it that wash. We'll now start to work on the structures. So I've just looked a little more further in the plan, and there's quite a lot of structures to go up, and this has multiple layers, and there's also an awful lot of ammunition, guns, cranes, and other bits and pieces. I think what we're going to do is we're going to stick with this colour for the main structure, and all the guns and everything else that's extra, we're going to go with the dark. So I think what we're going to do is go back with the original plan, put this together. So I'll put those 4 pieces on. So there's our first one on. I'll quickly add the next one. So there's our next piece on. We'll work on the back structure here. So there's the next one on there. We'll just put the last one on. So I'll do this one on camera if you like. Just basically fitting it up. Get the nose correct and just the nose correct. Hold it down for a second, and then doesn't take much. And then I pretty much set off the middle part of it. Just dab along there and along the actual line. I know I'm in front of the camera there. And then I just sort of work up around the back end of it. Just around there like that. And then we know it's glued, so we just push it home. And that's it. It's not going to take much to set off. I'll just put a little bit more dab in that last little corner. Just there. And I've seen that wick, so I'm very happy with that. So that's that one ready to go. So that's the first floor. Now, it's saying we've got to add this floor. So we'll add that one now. I will say one thing, not having this floor down makes it very easy to glue this and hold together. You just have to be careful that you're not gluing it while it's buckled. It does have a natural buckle on this floor, so you've got to be a little careful. If you're not sure, just place it down. That looks pretty flat on there. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So we've glued all the front section here. We'll keep going around and gluing that. So there's the next level on. I just had it in the ship just to make sure that it was still a good fit and the hull fitted and didn't need to be twisted or anything else. So that's quite good. But the best part about that is it is a whole lot easier to work with it off the hull. So now that level is now done, so those 4 pieces are now caught up, and we do need one of them on this structure. That's why I had to quickly catch them up. So those 3 are still drying, and the first one is the one we need. So we'll push those ones aside and we'll come back for this. So there's all our parts for section 7. We'll clean them up. So we've got to kind of build this structure up. I'm going to suggest you put the front piece in first, get that, and then you can get the sides on, whichever way they go. And then, actually they go that way. Yeah, they go that way. And then you can fit the back. A little bit fiddly, but yeah. I am very happy with the way the kit's going though. They go together very nice, and there's tons of detail in there. So basically something like that, but it's obviously easier once you get the first piece on, then you can get the second piece on, and the back bit is your last main bit, which then helps on this structure here. So I'll just quickly glue this front section up, and then you could pretty much, I'll just grab my pointer out, pretty much glue this one on next, and whatever's left, you just push the corner in it and finish it off. So do that one next. Almost got carried away there. So they're all on, the front piece, the two sides, and now the rear. And what we'll do now is we'll just carefully fit the back piece on. I have dry fitted it already once, and it does fit rather good. So we'll just quickly glue that down. And you can see where we're going now with the timber and the actual, using the plastic. And what we'll do, we'll hit the matte varnish to matte that off a bit. So we'll keep going with this, excuse me. So there's that piece nicely glued on. We'll do another dry fit on the hull to make sure we're still, nice and even. Yeah, so far so good. That fits pretty good. I mean, it is got a little slight curve in it, but we'll get that anyway, so that's not bad. We'll keep going with that. Looks like we're moving on to the rear section now with 42, which we've already got, I believe. It's one of these pieces. Actually, I think it's that one there. That's 42. And we need some F34s, and 35s, 40 and 41. So we'll get those pieces ready to build this structure up. Now, just while I was cleaning up all these pieces, I was thinking to myself after seeing that floor, well, looks like I can't do the Yamato now because I have to resend it all over again. And to be honest with you, that's taken more than 2 months to get here. And they are going to resend another one, apparently. So I'm thinking to myself, well, which one am I going to do next? I mean, it's not like I don't have a big variety here. But I'll tell you which one I'm going to do next. That's if it gets here on time. So Oleg has, he's a regular commenter. And he has asked if I would do the Belfast. So I ordered the Belfast. And it's on its way here. And it should be here by November the 2nd. And it's still a little bit away yet. But I'm also quite a fair bit ahead, as in episodes. So hopefully by the time that comes here, I will have something else for you. If not, I've got other ships here. I don't have other flooring though, that's the problem. And I'm waiting on the flooring. On the bigger ships, I like to do the real wood. These ones here, happy to paint it, but yeah. Oh, sorry about that, got a bit carried away there while I was cleaning those up. Okay, so they're all now clean. And that other piece of flooring, which I thought was this one, is actually not. This is the correct one over here. So now we're going to start to work on this structure here and put this one together. Just in case you are keeping up online, this is section 8. So we're going to put probably the same as the last one, the two sides and then the front. Although, there's two fronts on this. I didn't see that. So there's 36 and E39. Let me have a look. Oh no, I was reading the instructions wrong. Sorry. That piece already has an angled piece on it. Yeah, it does, yeah. So there's our first piece on. I'm just going to hold with my fingers while I glue it. So that piece is now on, and that's a double-decker piece there. So that makes it officially our third level. I love the way these things go up in levels. Yeah, I really like that. So let's put the other side on. So there's our two side pieces on. What we'll do now, we'll fit the front because we can muck around with the front a little bit while we've still got a bit of movement in it. So we'll do that next, just like that, and then now I can glue it. I'll do that online. While you're already there, let's do the side bits as well. Up either side. We'll set that off. Also just put a little bit of glue on the outside corners as well. It just seems to set it off and gets rid of any dust or anything, and just, yeah, it just makes it a nice corner. Now I just dry fitted this. Took a little bit to get it in, but now that it's in, let's glue it home. And I'm pretty sure that's for the next piece to go on top. Before we glue that down, we will just go a little forward and have a look what's going on here. So yeah, that piece is now going to go on there like that, very carefully, and that one there will go on the front like that, finishing that structure off, and then basically that can all be glued together. So now that's a good fit, and now we know that fits at the back there. Now we can take these off and glue him up, just like that. So that back section's now glued on the inside. So what we'll do is while he's going off, we'll just quickly set this one down, and then we can glue him up to it. So we'll quickly do that. So he's down nicely there all the way around. So what we'll do, we'll just quickly glue the back down to make sure that's locked off nicely. We'll do that just while you're there. So we'll just wick some glue along there, and we'll just close that gap up just a little bit. That's it. Nice. That's the way. It looks good. We'll glue the top piece on. So there's that top piece on, and now there's just... Oh, did I make a mistake here? I did too. I need to get him off in a hurry. Hang on. Okay, what I did do is this piece was supposed to be slipped in before that top piece went on. It's a very easy fix. Chop it off, stick it through the side, glue it on. So we'll just do that now. So now what we'll do, we'll just glue in the side there. No different to any other thing that you'd glue. We'll just put them on there, wick it around the edges, and then get those pieces and glue them on. Now I'll just straighten that up. That's one on, and now what we'll do is, now it's on, we'll just put some extra glue on there, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who's made this mistake, so that's an easy fix. We'll just fix that up while it's gluing off. It probably just makes it easier to glue it. I mean, in an older kit, this would have been a gluable kit, a gluable piece anyway. So that's that, and we'll just do the other one now very quickly. Might as well do that online, right in front of you. There we go. Bits of glue in there. Let's put that one piece in. Now we'll just put some more glue on it. That's it. We'll wait for it to go off. I'll make some adjustment just offline. There we go. That wasn't such a hard fix at all, was it? I will say one thing. This is a beautiful kit to go together. I mean, it goes together pretty darn good. It's silky smooth. It's just that was my era. That was. But yeah, that's it's all together. It all looks good. We didn't have to fix it like we did the hood. I mean, the hood, that was a big problem, that one. Anyway, let's keep on with this. So that is all of section 8 finished. Let's move on to 9. Looks like we're moving on to like a flue section here and a few other bits and pieces. Yeah, so I'll just show you what 9 is. So there's section 9 with all its bits and pieces. It's pretty straightforward. So the only thing you might want to keep off is 63, just so you can paint it black. I like them black. And that looks like a crane of some sort in here that says don't glue. I'd probably say paint that the darker colour as well. Looks like we might have to get the little box ready, start painting some of these things. I think what I'll do there is I'll get those parts off and get them prepared, but I've just also noticed the time. I think what we'll do today is we'll call it quits there on this episode. It looks quite nice. We're sort of moving along there nicely. And hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.